thank you very much for coming today to this presentation. We are very excited. And I have a story of two different programs. The first one is the Caregiver TLC, Thrive, Learn, and Connect. It's a program that's in collaboration with my partners in Charlotte, Southwestern Retirement Community, and my colleagues in Stanford, in California, and here in Charlotte. We developed during COVID. This is a program that it was offered face-to-face before COVID, and when COVID came over, we decided to put it fully online. So we developed the website, and we developed also the sessions to be delivered over Zoom video conferencing for a small group of caregivers. The program ran for 2 years, so that was 2019 and 2019 and 2022. We were able to reach out to 200 caregivers. They register into the program, and the program was run until we were able to have enough data to test the efficacy of the program. So we had two groups, the control and the intervention group, and we were able to observe important results, changes over time from pre to post intervention for the intervention group in comparison to the control group. Why are we doing this program? Because, Latinos is a growing population. In North Carolina also is a larger group now, and we are expected to grow even more in the coming years. So it's a sort of a topic that is going to be very important for the community.
Me avisa cuando quiere que le avance el slide, ¿sí?
Sure, we can go to the next slide. And so in addition, Latinos do have more problems with dementia, do have more problems with using services. So it was for us sort of an important thing to consider after we deliver the Caregiver TLC. So why we did, let's go back to the Caregiver TLC for a moment. I got distracted a little bit here, but the idea is that we have more people who need care than people who can provide the caregivers. So that is going to be growing during the next decades. And we thought that providing a program that was efficient in terms of little cost and little sort of time consuming to do it, it was important, especially during COVID. So we delivered the Caregiver TLC program. Our intention was to help people to actually connect with other people and to be able to get support from family and from friends, and to learn some skills so that they can deal with stress reduction, how to seek help, how to communicate with others, how to react to the negative behaviors or impacts of the loved ones. These skills, coping skills, is sort of the most important component of the Caregiver TLC. Caregiver TLC, it is a multi-component educational program. So we teach, it's a program to learn skills. We inform caregivers. We also give them a way to seek support and seek help from others. So it's a sort of a combination of different behavioral principles. If you pass the next slide, please. So after we collected all this data during 2 years, the results indicated that the caregivers in the intervention group, they had less depressive symptoms. They reduced stress and anxiety. And on the other hand, they also improved self-efficacy and the positive aspects of caring for a loved one. We published these results early this year, and the link is in this at the bottom of this slide of the clinical gerontologist, if you wanna just know more about the details. So next slide. This is an illustration of the findings. You can see the intervention group on the blue line and the control group on the green line. So, baseline was no different, no significant difference at the end of the program. Only the intervention group actually reduced significantly depression levels. And in the next slide is the same thing, but for the positive and self-efficacy results. So it was an increase for the intervention group and no change for the control group. Because of these results, the Benjamin Rose in Cleveland has this list of programs that are evidence-based. So the program, the Caregiver TLC program, was listed there, and we are actually offering the program here in the community in Charlotte with a couple of organizations. So the program has been embedded with organizations to actually continue delivering the program. So let's move to the next slide. And the next slide is about the program that we are interested here. It's the second one that I'm going to be talking about, and the most important one for us, which is Cuidando Juntos, Caring Together. This is a translation and acculturation of the Caregiver TLC program for Latinos. Latinos, like I said, is a growing population. They have more trouble with dementia, with the prevalence of dementia, accessing services, and they have also a lot of psychological negative outcomes like depression and burden and also little family support. Not only that, there are very few programs, psychoeducational programs, available for Latinos in Spanish, and even less number of programs that are considered evidence-based. So some people are doing programs, but it's not clear what is the impact that they have. So I think it's, we decided when we concluded with the Caregiver TLC last year that the next priority, the next logical step for us was to focus on the Latino community actually and offer translation, a cultural adaptation of the Caregiver TLC program. And that is what we are doing right now. We have been doing that during the past year because we got support from the NIH through the Roybal Center at the University of Rochester. They gave us some initial funds to actually translate and acculturate the program for Latinos. If we go to the next slide, then Cuidando Juntos, which is the Spanish version of the Caregiver TLC, incorporates similar approach, a behavioral approach, coping strategies, especially focuses on helping Latino caregivers to ask their family members for help and also use the resources in the community. I know that you may think that this doesn't make any sense, but I'll think about this for a moment. Latinos, we do have these values. Their family is so important, and I need to take care, I need to do things, but you cannot do everything. And you need to accept help from outside your house, from others, from your family. You have to make a point that they understand that you may need their help, let's say, next Sunday from 2 to 4. And you need to actually get all these skills so that they can be part of the team. And if you need help from formal services, you need to find out where they are and actually use them if possible. So there is this contradiction between, on one hand, I am so pro-family. On the other hand, I don't get the help that I'm supposed to have. So burden is part of that kind of contradiction in many cases. So we think that if we are going to offer the Caregiver TLC, that should be a component that complements the behavioral principle, where we help people to change behavior based on getting rid of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts have to go. You need to focus on what you can do, you can improve in positive thoughts. And that way will change actually your behavior, the things that you will be doing. So how do we do this? So the program, the Cuidando Juntos is also a virtual program. It's just delivered over Zoom, and that helps the caregivers because, again, many Latinos don't have transportation, don't have the time, don't have the assistance to be able to be away from the house. So this is a low cost and efficient way to do this. As a way to help the caregivers with social support, we also, through the website, motivate caregivers to connect with other resources and with other caregivers themselves. It's a way to actually deliver information, deliver videos that they can actually model behavior, understand issues, so on and so forth. So that's the platform, the website, and all the information there is also a great help for these caregivers, we hope. So next slide. And this is the model that we use for the translation of the program, the acculturation. So we have different stages here. We put together an advisory board from bilingual professionals in the community and advocates for the Latino community. And we asked for their opinion about the content of the intervention. We went between English and Spanish several times, but also we talked about discussing the concepts themselves, how best translate certain expressions, certain values and ideas. So after almost 6 months of going back and forth, we finally have a product that we are testing right now. And that product is a workshop of 6 weeks, 2 hours every week, where different topics are covered. Most of them are just coping skill, resilience sort of topics, from how to reduce stress, improve the depressive symptoms, improve your confidence, your self-efficacy, helping you to connect with others, setting goals to do pleasant activities with other individuals in your family or outside the family. And it's this overall theme that we are going to provide you educational information that can actually has a transformation on your psychological status, in other words. We just completed this phase of initial and preliminary adaptation. We are now going to do the final test. And the final test starts now until the end of next year. And I'm here because we want to do the program in North Carolina, not only in San Diego. So we are looking for community partners and advocates who would like to participate in this sort of project. A project that will be to help us to recruit caregivers for these workshops so that we can see how do they feel about the workshops. If they are okay with their expectations, if we have to change specific ideas or change some topics, or the format is not really appropriate, so on and so forth. And so that will be following this Barreras cultural adaptation, stage 5, which starts, like I said, now. So we go to the next slide, and since so the idea now is, what are the goals that we have with the program? It's just 3 goals. We want to put an advisory board out there, or a coalition for Latino caregivers that will guide us in how do we approach the Latino caregivers and help them with the different needs. We want to also see if the translation itself reflects the concepts and the values that they have. And we want to examine how to connect them to others especially to get support and to get help. All of this because we want to change the psychological outcomes, depression, burden, anxiety, and so on and so forth. So finally, next slide. What is next? And this is where, I want to invite you to join us in all these things. And the first one is to create this advisory board or coalition for Latino organizations and individuals, bilingual individuals, interested in helping these Latino families. So we are in the process of developing this. We should have this coalition and advisory board at the end of August, most likely, or September, so that we can start in the fall with the workshops for Cuidando Juntos. The content of the information about the Cuidando Juntos is on the website, the Caregiver TLC.org, and one of the tabs over there. And there are certain things that we need to do before we start the workshops. We need to train professionals to deliver the workshop. I don't have those professionals. You do have them in your groups, in your communities, in your organizations. I want to work with you to provide free training for those professionals who may be interested in delivering the program for their members or anybody else in the state. So these are professionals who, you don't have to have a master's degree, but you have to have some background on human services. Let's say you are a case manager, you are a social worker, a nurse, or you have experience with running support groups or small groups for counseling or advice or educational purposes. We would like to probably talk to you and see if you want to be trained. The training is free and also done over Zoom, is online. And so that then you can offer that program to caregivers in your area or caregivers in your organization or anywhere else, because we have caregivers coming from different parts. They just need to be ready for the schedule of the meetings. So I'm not training my students, they are going away. I'm training professionals in North Carolina because we want to build capital in North Carolina to support these programs for Latino caregivers. We also have the platform, the digital platform, the website, and all the technology that we need to be hyper compliant in delivering the program. So that is available now. You can actually check it out in the website. We also will be delivering these workshops probably starting in September, several of them until next year, the end of the 2025. So what happens then? The project will stop, but I hope by then that some of your organizations are able to take on the program and actually continue offering the program to the community members as needed. There is really no fees to pay for the program. We pay for the initial training of your facilitators or people who wants to participate in this. And then we would like to have a relationship with you in terms of helping you to see if you have any concerns or any deviation from fidelity. We will help you with all those issues. So embedding the program is our final goal, because we do teach and do research over here, but it's you who actually can help us to deliver these programs that we think that will be actually having a positive impact in the family, in the Latino families in the community. I think I'll stop over here and I'll take any questions you have. You can ask me any questions. The last slide is just the recruitment flyer. All the information is there. The email for contacting me, and also for the websites and so on and so forth. Some of the requirements that we are going to have for participants in the study is just for informational purposes, and it's part of the getting together to actually start the program.
we are seeing, we are hearing, we're not seeing it in the numbers registered online. Why? Because a lot of the people are either not testing or they're testing at home. But we have to start to continue to think that COVID-19 still exists and that we still have basic ways to prevent getting sick. And this is just not just for COVID-19, but it's for other respiratory viruses. Immunizations. Show your hand if you are up to date with your COVID-19 shot. And up to date means your last vaccine should have been in September of 2023 or October of 2023, at least, right? So I only see a few hands. Si no están al día, a vacunarse y ponerse al día. Las reglas de higiene siguen siendo importantes, ¿verdad? Lavarse las manos. Si me estoy limpiando los mocos, me tengo que lavar las manos. Si estornudo, tratar de estornudar aquí. Y si lo hice en las manos, lavarme las manos antes de ir a tocar a otra gente y compartir viruses. Las medidas para el aire limpio. Abrir las puertas, ventilar la casa, no que esté todo cerrado constantemente, en donde las enfermedades virales se mantienen con más facilidad. Si se enferma con COVID-19 y tiene más riesgo, la importancia de acceder al tratamiento. Y lamentablemente, es un problema serio para nuestra comunidad, porque mucha gente no puede acceder al tratamiento porque no tienen seguro de salud, pero sepamos que la Lincoln y que otros lugares pueden ver a un cuidador de salud. Y ahora en un momentito voy a mostrar el sitio de el North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, o si lo tienes, vi que estaba Francisco por allí, el link importante de poder tratar de acceder a tratamiento. Y si está lleno de resfrío, quedarse en su casa y evitar propagarlo, ¿verdad? Constantemente veo, la gente llega a una fiesta y entra tosiendo o entra, y ahí es donde se dispersa, ¿verdad? Entonces, quedarse en casa si está con una enfermedad viral, no importa cuál sea. La mascarilla sigue valiendo. Si uno está con mucho resfriado, ponérsela para no transmitirla, y si está accediendo a un lugar en donde hay muchas gentes con resfrío, ponérsela. En el sistema de salud seguimos utilizando la máscara, no constantemente, pero sí cada vez que vemos a gente con resfríos, y muchos de nosotros estamos usándolas 100% del tiempo. Eso está opcional. La distancia también es importante y acceso a las pruebas. Sigamos sabiendo que los virus respiratorios siguen causando enfermedad en la comunidad, y que el problema más serio es si las personas tienen factores de riesgo de enfermedad grave. Tenemos muchas personas en nuestra comunidad que tienen diabetes, tenemos personas que están inmunosuprimidas por enfermedades crónicas, por las cuales necesitan esteroides, porque tienen otras enfermedades, muchas personas con obesidad, o sea, tienen factores de riesgo para enfermarse más gravemente. Entonces, eso es lo importante. ¿Cuáles son las guías de cuánto tiempo mantenerse? Es quedarse en la casa alejado de otras personas hasta que por 24 horas sus síntomas están mejor y ya no tenga fiebre sin estar tomando Tylenol o aspirina o ibuprofeno, ¿verdad? Y luego igual tomar las precauciones de seguir usando la mascarilla para no estar contagiándolo. Sí, eso quería compartir, que creo que era importante. Me han venido contando varias personas que ven que se están enfermando, y cuando vemos a la información no saben a dónde ir a buscar pruebas. Sharon Muñoz, yo sé que a ti te están contactando constantemente que necesitan pruebas. ¿Sabes a dónde puede ir la gente a conseguirlas? Además de hablarte a ti.
Bueno, sí, eso es lo que iba a decir, que el Departamento de Salud del Condado de Durham tiene pruebas disponibles, pero solamente cierta cantidad, ¿verdad? Nada más para la familia. Yo tengo en cajas grandes para la familia completa, porque nada más pueden conseguir de una caja o 2 cajas en ciertos lugares o en las farmacias. Yo les estoy dando para toda la familia, les estoy dando cubrebocas, les estoy dando los hand sanitizers, para por lo menos que se hagan la prueba por una semana cuando las familias ya están contagiadas, y también para que lo distribuyan con las personas que han estado expuestas, ¿verdad? Que les digan a esas familias, ¿sabes qué? Estoy positivo o estuve cerca de alguien que estuve positivo. Aquí tengo más pruebas para que ustedes también se hagan pruebas. Yo tengo suficientes para poderlas compartir, pero el Departamento de Salud del Condado de Durham tiene disponibles y ellos trabajan de lunes a viernes de 8:30 de la mañana a las 5 de la tarde. Las farmacias también los tienen, ellos cobran, también el Departamento de Salud en Raleigh los tienen, son los mismos horarios, aproximadamente de las 9 de la mañana a las 4:30 de la tarde. En el chat voy a poner mi correo electrónico, pero me pueden encontrar más fácil en mi celular y nos podemos poner de acuerdo.
También estoy mostrando ahí en el screen que hay forma, si uno va al covid19.nsdd.hhs.gov, uno puede buscar bajo código postal en donde pueden conseguirse pruebas también en todo el estado de Carolina del Norte. Uno puede poner el código postal y allí le van a dar información. Ahí está un código de Greensboro, y entonces el mapa le va a mostrar en dónde se pueden llegar a conseguir pruebas, ¿ok? O sea que en varios lugares están. Deberían llamar por teléfono para ver si están las pruebas, pero esa es una de las maneras quiero que vean que existe un mapa bastante funcional que avisa a dónde ir a buscar pruebas.
Lo único que me han dicho es de que nada más los dan por persona y dan 1 o 2 cajas por persona, no dan más. Entonces, si necesitan más de una caja, tienen que ir todos los días a recoger cajas. Por eso es de que yo les estoy dando más cantidades.
Sí. Bueno, eso es pero igual quiero que la gente vea en dónde hay en todo Carolina del Norte a través del mapa del Departamento de Salud, ¿ok?
Correcto.
En cuanto a casos, estamos hablando 2023, 2024 es la línea roja y estos son el surveillance que está haciendo el estado de Carolina del Norte. El asunto es, como digo, antes, cuando estábamos aquí, estábamos teniendo todos los datos llegando al estado. En este momento no se ve tanto, pero y sí es cierto que los casos no están tan severos en este momento. El problema es que la gente igual está perdiendo tiempo de su trabajo porque se está encontrando con enfermo y no sabe qué hacer. Hay otro programa que creo que es importante saberlo, es que con uno puede enrolarse para conseguir descuento para la receta. Me han contado de gente que ha recibido la receta de Paxlovid y al ir a buscarla salía más de $1,000. Entonces, que si tiene una receta de Paxlovid, hay opciones a bajo costo disponible que los pueden conseguir también en el Departamento de Salud. Hay un programa que se llama Paxess, que significa acceso a Paxlovid, para seguro médico privado o sin seguro absoluto, y hay una forma de inscribirse con esa receta, y todo eso lo pueden encontrar en el sitio de COVID-19 del Departamento de Salud del Estado de Carolina del Norte.